When I started the business, I really didn't think of it as starting a business. It was a hobby. I was a guitar player, and I started buying speakers for my band. You know, I kept on buying more equipment. I was always the one dealing with the technical aspect of that. I did a lot of sound in my father's church and was responsible for that. So I kind of inherited this trade. There was a niche that was not tapped, which was the Latin market. It was a niche that I understood, and a lot of other audio companies didn't really understand the multiple Latin cultures, because within the Latin culture, you have multiple cultures. And so when I started the company, it just grew really quickly.
Well, I think everybody that's a part of our staff, from the management all the way through to our technicians, everybody's very hardworking, and their love and their passion for, you know, entertainment, specifically that of audio, has really helped us, you know, to maintain an edge and to always be thinking about the next step. And I think that's more for personal gratification of wanting to be the best in town.
So we've been around the field for a while, but we've been able to work with, in the Latin market, with anybody who is anybody. From Mark Anthony, Tito Puente, Celia Cruz, Willie Colon, who else? Hector Lavoie, Ray Barreto, Eddie Palmieri. So that whole, they call it genre of artists, we've done it. But being in New York, that's not the only type of music that we have here.
We have a heavy interest in being the premier company locally here in New York. There's a lot of stand-up companies, there's a lot of companies, period, here in New York, and we've kind of been, you know, on the top tier of that. But now we want to make a clear marker that we are the guys here. And not just in the Latin field, like you said before. The Latin market has kind of been, you know, the platform that catapulted us here, but we're going through a generational change, and that was the market that gave my father the name that he has. So we changed the name to kind of say, hey, the next realm or the next generation is taking over, and with that, you know, we're holding no prisoners. When looking at to purchase any piece of gear, we try to see what is, number one, the best for our clients, number two, which is a well-respected name or brand in the industry, and thirdly, what's best for us as a company. So we went through everything. We looked at, you know, all the big dogs, and the more and more we looked around, we just really felt that Vertec was going to be the name, or beyond just a name, but the quality of brand we wanted to be associated with here locally in our New York market, and even nationally for our touring market. Part of the beauty of HiQNet was the fact that we didn't have to learn several different platforms. You know, because the processing is already built in, we teach our guys one format. Everybody knows that, and I don't need to find a guy who understands the way these amps work and doesn't understand that processor, so now I need another guy to troubleshoot that processor. You know, the name of the game for me is to spend the least and make the most, and the less gear I gotta buy, and yet the more control I have, makes for a happy business owner and makes for less problems on a show. So the processing integration inside of all the Crown products, and then being able to teach my guys, that has made it a lot simpler for me to troubleshoot and have less worries on a show.
Just to have a system that you control with Harman, as far as iTech and JBL, Vertec, through a laptop, it's awesome. You know, I stand behind JBL, I stand behind Harman. I don't want any other box.